G'day Gooseberry Racing fans, Dave here. So I thought I'd give you another update because you've obviously been waiting with bated breath for my weekly update that I've tried to do semi-regularly, well at least for the last 3 weeks. So yeah, 5 days to go, big races on Sunday and it's Tuesday here, St Patrick's Day, hence the green. I'll probably have a zero alcohol Guinness tonight just to sort of have a bit of a celebration for St Patrick's Day. So I thought I'd just give you a bit of a rundown of how I've gotten here and what my training plan has been to get to this point. Give you a run through that, just give you a little bit of an injury update and then talk a bit about what this week is involving for me as we get closer to the race. So I usually do, for my workouts, I usually run on a six days a week program with Sundays a bit of a rest. Sometimes I'll do something active, maybe get on the treadmill, maybe go for a little ride or something like that. But try and keep it pretty restful, veg out, obviously spend some time with the family, which is always good. So the 6 days a week program, on Mondays I started with a weight session. So that's a full body session. No, I don't do a push-pull legs or a upper body, lower body split. I do a full whole body workout. So abadabbers, so stomach, abdominals, biceps, triceps, shoulders, back, chest, and legs, the whole gamut. That's a mix of traditional stuff like a bench press. I'm lucky enough to have a full gym here at home with a powerlifting area. So bench press, then I'll do some bent over rows, I'll do some behind the head standing tricep curls, shoulder press, then some side raises. I'm trying to replicate some side work for the shoulder work rotator cuff with the action of the swimming with my pool. So just doing some weighted exercises like that, just to replicate some water swimming, deadlifts, squats. Yeah, just pretty much standard, nothing fancy. Then in the afternoon, I've been going for a spin with my Knights of Suburbia / Bellarine Cycling Club. So shout out to those boys for keeping me honest. We do maybe a 40k ride, 42k, depending on if I do a little bit before. I'd love to join them for their hour of power before that. They'd leave me well behind in that, but it'd be good to get it through. Maybe when I finish this race, I'll be able to do some more of that. So yeah, that's Monday. So weights in the morning and a ride in the afternoon. That's generally what I do, 2 sessions a day. Tuesday morning, it's a recovery sort of session on the treadmill. So that'll be a bit of walk, jogging, nothing fancy. Just get the joints moving, get the muscles moving, and then follow it up with a swim on Tuesday afternoon. We're doing that today. So that's been gradually building up from started around 600 metres in the open water to now where we're doing 2 to 2.2 Ks in the water. We've got a couple of courses we can do there at Eastern Beach. It's a great facility. There's a 200 metre marker. It's about 220 from the beach. When we're in the water deep enough so we can swim, it's about 220, and we have a choice of turning left and heading back towards the marina and doing a loop there. Gets pretty busy though with boats coming out in the afternoon for all the yachties. Or we can turn right and sort of head to what's known as Limeburners Point, and more specifically, there's a pine tree that we swim out to, and that's about a K there and a K back, so it goes you 2 Ks. And if we want to do a little bit more, we'll chuck a Yui and go back out to the 5 knot marker, get 2.2 K. So doing that's been really good. Nice gradual increase in the distance in open water swimming. And as always, the beauty of open water swimming is it not only gets you used to using your wetsuit and the extra buoyancy, but also just lets you practice what it's going to be like. So it's not going to be like being in a pool. It's not going to be super smooth and have lanes and all that sort of stuff. You've got to be able to sight. You've got to be able to put up with swell. You've got to put up with tide. You've got to put up with currents, the whole job lot. So that's where I've really enjoyed open water swimming, and probably now I've been converted. I'm not sure if I'll do much pool swimming anymore, even in winter. No excuse, obviously, with a wetsuit. Wednesday, start again with another weight session. and then finish it up on the Wednesday afternoon with a run. Obviously with my injuries to the ITB and my calf late in last year, sort of haven't really done any long distances. I think maybe 7.5 Ks, like I mentioned in the last video, has probably been the longest I've done in 6 weeks. But I'm still confident in my run that I'll be able to get the half marathon through. Probably not going to be a sub 2 hour half marathon, but hey, it is what it'll be. It'll be what it'll be on the day. Thursday, it's yoga. So really focus on some that strength and through mobility sort of stuff that yoga presents itself with. I do strength and as part of the weight session, I do mobility stuff to warm up. Not a traditional yoga session, but I bring yoga type exercises into that as part of my warm up. But Thursday morning specifically a yoga, and then Thursday afternoon I do the swim with my crew. Big ups to the Holidays Heroes crew out there at St Helens. And like Eastern Beach, just give you opportunity to practice in varying conditions. And one thing, I think there's 3 things in life that are guaranteed: death, taxes, and the water and the conditions at St Helens will be absolutely horrendous with chop and swell. Quite often we swim there and there's white caps. The swell is so terrible and the wind. But again, really good practice. I don't bilateral breathe, so good practice for when I do get smashed with a wave, and I might take a mouthful of water just to making sure that I remain calm, stop, set myself back up for my breathing, keep my heart rate nice and stable, and just continue on. Really good crew, and thanks to Rob, who sits there and doesn't swim, and makes sure we're timing and gives us tips and hints on the way back. So, and again, shout out to the Holidays Heroes crew. You know who you are. I don't have to call you out by name. I don't want to play favourites, guys. Friday, lucky enough, I don't need to work on a Friday, so I can pretty much take my time, try to get in a ride in the morning, and then run with the Little Creatures Run Club on the Friday afternoon. Michael, and I will usually get down there and pump out, 5, 7 Ks. Again, haven't done lots in recent times, but that's the goal. Just get it moving. It's a nice little social group, as I've said before. Then Saturday, probably one thing I really haven't been doing, which I would have liked to do, and that's more bricks. So a brick session is a bike run, so you do a bit of a bike session, and then you jump off and immediately change into your running shoes and get out and do 5, maybe 10 Ks on the run. That's just to get you used to really the transitioning from the bike to the run. I think I said previously it can take up to 2 Ks, so 10 minutes to get yourself into the groove after being on the bike, because of all the different muscles and the impacts that you've got to get used to. And of course in the 70.3 you actually start flat, and then there's a nice little gentle rise. It's almost like a false flat in that first 1500 meters, 2K. So that's going to be extra tough on that. So trying to replicate that, but I really haven't had an opportunity to do any bricks really, other than the time I did a test run of the course 3 weeks ago, I think now. But felt good in that. So again, I'm confident that I'll get through the run. It's just a matter of how fast I will be, and I'm not going to, as I said, not going to do sub 2 hours. But if I can sort of average, 10 to 11 kilometers an hour for the 21.1 at the end, I'll be feeling really good about that. And then Sunday is rest. So trying to spend some time with the family, make sure they realise I'm not dead, I'm still alive and I'm part of it. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of work, maybe just jump on the bike for a bit or jump on the treadmill, but take Nacho for a walk, all that sort of stuff, but active rest. But also got to catch up, make sure I'm watching the footy, the MotoGP, the Formula One, all that sort of stuff. So that's my week. Probably all up, it's anywhere from about 10 hours, depending on the length of the ride I'll do on Saturday. I'll do a long ride. It could be a couple of hours, 3 hours, whatever, depending on the speed and what I'm after. So yeah, it's about 10 hours a week, maybe 12, depending on how long it takes me to do some of those rides. So that's it. That's my training plan. I haven't gone fancy. The only thing I've done, as I've said before, is to help with my swimming. I've done the effortless swimming 8 weeks freestyle challenge, which really helped. Really helped. I think I've come down from about 210, 205 for the 100 meters average for the kilometre, and now I'm doing, you know, sub 2 minutes. You know, I can do for the Ks on the Thursday night with the Holidays Heroes. I'm doing 18s for the swim, and I'm feeling pretty good. Not pushing it, and when I take it super easy, I'm still doing a sub 2 minutes. So really happy with the work that I've done there in the swim. Injury update. You know, the ITB is still giving me issues. Still sore right now. I've got some more Celebrex. It's not an ad for Celebrex, but anti-inflammatories. So I'll probably start them again tomorrow, and then keep taking them through till the end of the race. Do that full course. The anti-inflammatories have helped, and I'm able to now do some of my stretching yoga work much better, with a lot less pain and a lot more mobility. But when I'm doing sort of something like a child pose, where you're bending your knees and tucking your feet under your butt, and then, you know, rolling back onto that, I really get a bit of soreness there. But, you know, as I'm running, jogging, it warms up. Once it's warmed up, they're pretty good. Calves are feeling good, touch wood. Shoulders are good. I wish I had maybe a little bit more padding in the feet when I'm riding in my tri-suit, but, you know, it's only 3 hours on the bike, so maybe if I go faster, it'll be less painful. So yeah, that's the injury update. Feeling really good. Feeling as good as I can be, and that leads me into this week. So this week I'm in my tapering. So for me, again, I don't do anything fancy. Reducing the load, but still keeping my body going. So I've still done weight sessions. Yesterday I still did a half an hour, 35 minutes on the treadmill, just mixing it up with jogging and walking, just keeping the body used to the impacts. Then tonight I'll do a swim, but again, not going to do the 2Ks. Well, I say that, and I'll probably end up doing 2Ks, knowing me. Pardon me. But yeah, probably limit to about 1 kilometre. We've had a lot of rain, so I'm not really sure what the water conditions are going to be like. But yeah, just do that. And then for the rest of the week, I'll just go for a gentle ride. Having Thursday off, I'll probably ride down to the triathlon zone down there at Steampacket Gardens, pick up my race kit, and that'll be a good little ride there. And maybe on Thursday, when I'm planning on swimming on Thursday night, but you know, I might just ride to go and see the Holidays Heroes crew. It's probably about maybe 25, 30k round trip to go down there and see them and come back. So that'll be a nice, easy ride. And then Saturday, I'll probably do nothing but preload electrolytes the night before and the day before, try and squeeze in some carbs, and yeah, then wake up at about 4:30, 4 o'clock on Sunday morning and get ready for the race. So yeah, so that's the update. Too long didn't read. I've done a lot of work up to this point. Injuries are pretty good, you know, probably 80%. And this week is tapering. So I'm enjoying the sleep-ins in the morning, getting extra half-hour sleeping because I'm not doing my morning session, just doing everything in the afternoon. Yeah, so that's me. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you've got any questions, feel free to chuck them in the comments. I'll be posting this on the Facebook as well, so you can always comment there as well if you're on that. That's how you're watching it. But, you know, yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully I can give you a little update on Sunday morning, give you a look at the conditions. It's looking to be pretty good, 14 to 24 degrees, not very much wind. So that'll be great. If we have the conditions we had on Sunday when Choco and I went for a ride, perfect. So yeah, peace out, enjoy your week, and I'll catch up with you all soon.